Okay, the next one here is the cross feed stop. Quite a few radius dimensions here. Luckily we can create radius circles or arcs. There is a structural radius here, and I would recommend using your fillet. These are not casting fillets and rounds. You do have those at 1/8 inch, which we'll have to make a couple. It is symmetrical in the top and the front view, but this one, other than the holes, doesn't lend itself well to mirroring. I'm not saying that you can't, because you most certainly can. Determining the overall height. We've been in this process of making boxes to start the layout, and fractional dimensions, probably not as easy. 1 7/16 from the base to the center of the circle, and then the radius is 7/8. So from the center of the circle to the outside is 7/8. So we need to add these together. There is a calculator function in AutoCAD, and if you need to convert to decimals, I did provide a decimal equivalency chart there on the portal. But to activate the calculator, if I just, in my dynamic input, start typing in calculator, this is a tool that I can hide and show, and maybe you want to keep it open. So first off, 7/16, I'm guessing, I don't know the conversion factor, decimal equivalency. 7 divided by 16 is 0.4375. And okay, maybe you don't know 7/8 either. 7/8, 0.875. So now that I've made the conversions, I can type this in. 1.4375 plus 7/8, which is 0.875. I now know that the overall height is 2.3125. And to convert that back, 3/125, I'm looking at my conversion calculator too, or decimal equivalency chart, that's 5/16. Well, since you know the decimal, and decimals are easier to input than fractions, go ahead. Speaking of fractions, just a reminder, when you want to create, let's say 1 3/4, 1 space 3/4, sorry, it's hyphen, 1 hyphen 3/4. If you know the conversion in your head, 1.75 would work as well. This radius, this 7/8 radius in this hole placement, they are concentric. Half of 1 3/4 is 7/8. Keep that in mind. You can use your fillet tool to round this off to then find the center for the circle. You don't have to measure in 7/8. Find the center and measure out. They are concentric, and that is a huge time saver. So now that we know that the overall height, we can create our rectangles, explode them, start projecting. So we have an overall length of 4 3/8, so 4 hyphen 3/8, and I have now an overall height of 2.3125. Spacing in between, again, 1.5, 1.5, and I'll make my other boxes. The overall height, so right to left, is 1.75, and the overall height is 2.3125. Top view, 4 3/8, 4.375, and the overall width is 1.75. I'd make sure that these project. They do. explode it all and delete your projection lines. Okay. Oops. Let's go right to it. So from the top center, if we measure down 7/8, because that's the radius, that will put us right on the center to make that radius is 7/8. The drill diameter, holes are always in diameter, is 5/8. So I change from radius to diameter, 5/8. Base thickness is 1/2 inch. And that will go all the way across. And this base material will continue straight across. Tangent line or quadrant points. If you don't have your quadrant points turned on, make sure that you have your quadrant snap on right there. And if nothing else, tangent, because it's going to be the same. These drop straight down. Use your fillet tool to make this corner here where it's a 3/8 radius, because a fillet will make any rounded corner. So radius is 3/8, and I can round this corner off and stretch right back to it, round this corner off and stretch. We'll come add our casting fillets all at the end. Trim off the lower portion of the arc. Center line is done. Projection line across the top is done. That's about it for right now. We're going to go right to the right side. Our width of that vertical section is 7/16. So tab in. And I can drop this straight down to where it projects to make the L shape. I have a hole that goes through the middle, which I will copy and rotate to the top view, and same with the holes that are in the top. Alright, hidden hole. And a center line. Extends out past the edge of the object. Is it long enough for that line type to appear? Not yet. Still no. I'm on center too. Let's try this again. I'm going to make this until that line type shows up. Finally. Okay, this does project all the way across, and we have that groove that goes through the bottom. So we will measure over 7/16. We will measure up 1/8 over 7/8 and drop straight back down. And project. Alright. So that's all until we get our casting fillets on in this hole that goes through here to the top. Let's do the straightforward stuff first. This is going to project straight up and straight up. So that will create the vertical section. I already have this diameter hole, the 7/8 diameter hole, sorry, the 5/8 diameter hole created. I'm going to copy and rotate. I have a midpoint that I can reference. Yep. So we'll create a copy. We'll rotate it. Rotate 90 degrees. And we'll drop this into position. Point of reference, and I'll move it. Okay. The holes on the top, looking down. If I use my fillet tool, I want to round these two corners off. So it's a new radius fillet, which is 7/8. By using the fillet tool to round these corners off, when I want to place the drilled hole, if I hover or reference this arc, I will find the center since they are concentric. These holes are 7/16. You could have mirrored them. I have hidden lines from that groove in the bottom that will project all the way across. So these are going to be hidden. And I have that same hidden line or same edge that projects left to right. And that's a hidden line. Okay. Done, done, done. So what happens with this one is this little corner shows through. If I take a look at this one from the front, I get this little corner because this is rounded and I have to create this. So I project down. So this will go from being a hidden line to being an object line right here. That is showing that little cut that takes place on the curve. So I'll project this straight down. I'll shrink this line back, the hidden line, and I'll make an object line. Okay. We have casting fillets. Oh, shoot, I gotta put these holes in. I'm gonna run out of time in this video. We'll start another video and then finish dimensioning this and putting the fillets in. I do have the holes that have to go in both views. So we'll have video part 2 coming up.